All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today a case study on a 2013 BMW X5 crank no start. All right, so this is going to be a little bit different. I no longer have the vehicle here, but I will tell you, spoiler alert, it kicked my butt. Now, mostly kicked my butt on service information, but we'll get into that in a little bit. All right, so 2013 BMW with those codes. 2A61 relay, ignition, injection systems, supply voltage, fuel injection, line disconnection. Relay, ignition, injectors, activation, line disconnection, 371E, 371B, short circuit to ground. Rail pressure sensor, signal permanently stuck. Okay, fun. All right, so I got a crank no start. Battery is fine. After the fun of almost getting knocked out because it was cold outside and one of the techs decided to get in the back seat while we were waiting for the parking prall to get deactivated, I got hit in the head. That started the fun on this car. All right, so we got it in the shop. Hooked up the scan tool, got those codes. Guess what? Found nothing on them. Nothing. And we'll get in a little bit later, not even the OE scan tool for BMW had anything on these codes. So going in pretty damn blind. I know I don't have fuel, and that's the direction I went. I stopped looking after I realized I didn't have fuel. So I kept going in that direction. Now, I had communication with all modules. I had nothing not reporting. I had no communication faults. All I had was those codes to go on. So I started looking through all data, and in this case, I want to call it no data, but it's the exact same stuff I had in BMW information. Also, Identifix. And again, very little data. There was almost no data. Now, I did find a post on Identifix, and the instructions were, and I don't remember the code, but it was check this. If you don't have power on these fuses, replace the fuse box. It has internal relays. I'm like, okay. So I go in there, start checking it. And may have been right, may have been wrong, but one of the fuses that's supposed to have power with the ignition on didn't. So I'm like, okay. Okay, so replace this along with the two relays that go in it externally, because remember, this is now fuse box and a module goes here. There's a module that goes here, and I can't remember the name right now because I'm talking on video. And according to the Identifix post and my testing, this was bad. Again, it has internal relays and external relays. I went ahead and ordered the relays because they're cheap and a fuse box from BMW, and guess what? The car started. Thinking, nice, fixed it. I'm good to go. No. I still had those codes. They wouldn't go away. I had a running car now, but I still had the same codes and a couple extra. We'll get into that. So, like, all right, I'm going to have to, I tell my boss, I'm going to have to get ISTA, the OE scan tool for BMW. So the next day, sign up to ISTA, log in, hook up. There is, now if you understand how BMW software works, there is what's called a test plan. That's where you click on a code and it gives you the trouble tree. Sometimes useful, sometimes useless. And there was no trouble tree for those codes. Yeah, it was nothing. There was nothing. So, but I now had BMW information. So I'm like, okay, I can go in and try to find something and figure out what I've screwed up. Because again, I had additional codes. I had a fuel level sensor code, and the gas gauge no longer worked. Okay, so going through everything, I've got a test plan for the fuel level sensor. So, nope. All right, so, well, long story short, the module that goes here, I bent 2 of the pins down in the connector that goes into it. That was my fuel level sensor fault. I don't know how I did it. It's a Bosch style that goes in and locks in. I don't know how I bent it, but I bent 2 pins. I was able to straighten them out, get them lined back up. Everything's good to go on that. So I'm like, okay, well, the customer's complaining, I want their car back. It's running. Other than these fault codes, it won't go away. Or I should say they'll clear but will not stay away. I'm like, okay, let me go drive it, see what's going on. Test drive it, bring it back, shut it off, restart it, and check engine light comes on, and then it starts stalling on me. And as soon as it gets hot, it stalls on me. So I'm going back, testing, rechecking everything I did on this to make sure I hadn't screwed anything else up because, again, I'm getting my butt kicked on this one. This is not a 5-minute diagnosis, let me tell you. I'm getting my butt kicked. So I go through, recheck all of my connections, recheck my fuses, recheck my relays, go back and look at information again and again and again, and if the car cooled off, it would run. But then it would go into a stall, and you go to crank it back up, and it would stall, and it would stall. Again, going back, double, talking about questioning yourself. What did I screw up? What did I mess up? I'm sure at this point you're ready for the ticket to paradise. What fixed this car? Now keep in mind, I went several days working on this car between lack of information, double checking stuff I'd done because pretty sure I'd screwed something up, to looking through information, wiring diagrams. I know I'm losing power, but where? I'm starting to think I've got a wiring problem, ECM problem. I'm pulling my hair out, trying to figure out where I'm losing power to that side of the circuit on the fuel system. I'm pulling my hair out, looking through wiring diagrams, trying to figure out where power comes from and goes to. Because the diagrams are piss poor about there. They're like, oh yeah, it comes from here to here. Nowhere did I see this module. On any of those wiring diagrams I looked at, did I see this module? Over and over and over again, I poured it information looking for where stuff was coming from. It'd come from the rear fuse box, supposedly right to something, but I could never find the relays that those codes were associated with. I could never find any information that would lead me in the right direction on this vehicle. It led me to here, a TSB I found in Identifix, no start during freezing temperatures. Now it was not freezing when this happened, but this module was full of water. If you look in there, sir, you'll see this is the power distribution module. Again, nowhere on any wiring diagram I found on this car did it show this. I won't tell you, but the fix on this was this module. No information on the codes, nothing. Car's gone, done. Got it in, got the car fixed. Talk about a nightmare car. No, we did not bill what it cost on this vehicle for me to mess with it, but customer's fixed, customer's happy, and I'm happy the car is gone. So just a little FYI for you guys. You know, sometimes you just got to bite it and stay diligent so you can fix the car. Testing on this was, I poured water out of it. I'm done. It needs one of those, and then we'll continue retesting. But it needed one of these because it was broke. Hope you liked this case study. It was a little weird, I know, but hopefully you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Comments are appreciated, and as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.